No park has changed more in the past 2 years than Hollywood Studios. In recent history, they have added 5 new rides, which is monumental for any theme park, but especially a Disney park. Though there's definitely new excitement with these additions, there's also some setbacks when it comes to planning your day. With more recent changes like virtual queues and slower ride loading, the park can be difficult to navigate. I'm going to guide you through these so you can maximize your time and get the most out of your day at Hollywood Studios. Hopefully you know by now, but just in case, you need a reservation to get into each one of the Disney parks. I'm not going to go over this step by step, but it's very clear and self-explanatory on the website. For the foreseeable future, the park will be opening at 10 a.m., but the toll plaza out front opens 1 hour before park entry. Now, is it necessary to be there right at 9 a.m.? My personal thought is 9:30 is fine, but it does slightly depend on what you want to do, because your first hour in the park is going to be mission critical. For the sake of this video, let's assume you need to ride the latest and greatest Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which you should because they are totally amazing. You could choose to attempt Runaway Railway first thing in the morning. This requires you to make sure you get to the toll plaza before 9 a.m. This way you could park, enter, and walk straight to the attraction. However, I wouldn't recommend this for a few reasons. First of all, this is the only time the other major attractions are walk-ons, meaning there's no lines. And secondly, the wait for Runaway Railway was not so bad later on in the day. Even around 11:30 to 2 p.m., it ranged from 60 to 75 minutes. Let me further explain. When I was in the park at 9:30 a.m., Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was already posting a 60-minute wait. So instead, what I would recommend in the morning is to get in line for any of the other major attractions. These include Slinky Dog, Toy Story Midway Mania, Hollywood Tower of Terror, or my personal favorite, Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, here's another important concept to understand which could make or break your morning. At every other theme park I've been to, you can enter the park before opening time, but the rides remain closed until that time, which in this case would have been 10 a.m. However, Disney has been opening the rides as soon as possible, which seems to be around 9:30 to 9:40 a.m. Which means you could ride one of these attractions twice before the crowds pick up. By the way, wait times become long literally right after 10 a.m. When I got out of Rock and Roller Coaster at just about 10 a.m., the line was posting 45 minutes and looked like this. So essentially, the best way to get more rides in for the day is to hold off on Mickey and Minnie's and be prepared to wait about 60 minutes, which all things considered is not too bad for a brand new attraction. Still with me so far? Good, because it's about to get just a little more complex. But first, if you could hit that like button, I sure would appreciate it because it does take a fair amount of time to make these videos every week and it really helps support the channel. Thank you so much. Alright, moving on. You see, there's a caveat to all of this. We need to assume you're going to ride Rise of the Resistance, which, as you likely know, requires the virtual queue using the app. You must be available 5 minutes before 10 a.m. It's fine if you're in a line, as long as you can guarantee you'll have service up to and including 10 a.m. For example, if you're waiting in a line, say, Rock and Roller Coaster, do not enter the building during this time for fear of losing signal. Just hang tight and let other people pass you if necessary. You should also be aware I've heard that Disney Wi-Fi is not the greatest and it's best to rely on your carrier. And now 10 a.m. approaches. Make sure you have your app ready and that you're on the reservation page well before 10 a.m. You should be constantly refreshing as you near 10 a.m. and make that reservation. If you're successful, it's going to look like this, and you can do a small celebration dance. If you didn't get it, then don't worry. There's still another round at 2 p.m. for which you can follow the same steps. Phew, okay, we got that out of the way. Now let's move on to the drinking. The best place to grab a drink here is still the Baseline Tap House. They have plenty of options, lagers to Hefeweizens to IPAs. If you're going for bang for your buck, notice the price difference between the 16 ounce and the 22 ounce. For only a 13% increase in price, you get 37.5% more. So just splurge for the bigger one. But if you can't make up your mind, like me, the flight for $12 is not a bad deal, especially if you want to share it with a friend. Here my pal Greg and I split one, so it was about $7 per person. We each had the same 2 kinds so we could discuss and pretend we're beer connoisseurs. You likely already know this, but sadly most, if not all, of the live shows are closed this fall, which includes Indiana Jones Stunt Show, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and Fantasmic. I would, however, definitely recommend Vacation Fun, which is the animated short with Mickey and Minnie. There's never a long wait, it's funny, charming, and air-conditioned. This last one kills me because I was really looking forward to recommending this show to you. However, just this past week they announced Disney is indeed getting rid of them. Of course, I'm speaking of the Disney Society Orchestra, who played beautifully at the resort for over 32 years. If you've never heard them, please take a listen here so you can see how good they were. It really is a shame Disney is cutting so much live entertainment, and I certainly hope this is the last of it. On a higher note, they have these sort of mini parades called Motorcades, which roll through Hollywood Boulevard. What I like about these is that it's more of an atmospheric moment than a full-on parade. This means hardly any paths are disrupted, and you can still get to your destination without being paused for 20 minutes. Good look at cars, too. And the last tip I'll leave you with is mobile food ordering is a requirement now pretty much everywhere. I always recommend the hummus garden spread, which is like vegetarian meatballs with pita bread in Galaxy's Edge. If you found this video helpful, definitely consider subscribing for new park tips and tricks every single week. And if there's something you think should have been mentioned, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, have fun, be well, and thanks for watching Quick Trip Travel Tip.